day guys, Jilly Cube here from Queensland on the Sunshine Coast in Australia on a beautiful sunny March day. Absolutely stunning weather we're having today, so hoping that it continues like this because we've had so much rain and before that we had fires, so hoping that we're heading into some lovely weather. I'm just going to do today a quick little flip cup pour just out of leftover paints, but so I just thought I'd do this with you guys because I haven't actually done just a plain old flip cup very often, so I personally don't find them very interesting to do. Like the flip cups to me, it's just my personal preference. So, but I've got a few leftover paints that I'm going to finish off. So it's all with the Mont Studio acrylics and with my 70-30 mix of the clear glue. I've got all of my recipe and everything is underneath in the drop down box, along with my supplier that I get in Australia if you're out of Australia. There is a Mont link there, but I'm told that some people still can't get the clear glue. It isn't in some places in the US or Canada or UK. So I suggest if you're in US, use the Helmar's glue all. It really is one of the better ones to use. It's, you know, kind of the same results that I'm getting from this clear glue, except it's a lot harder to get the Helmar's glue, and this clear glue is working really well. So you've got the choices, they do work equally as well, so just bear with it and try and get those colours. So okay, one was the very dark red. What is, it's one of the new colours. Okay, here's the new colours from Mont. So what I've just used will be the caramine white, and then we already had the orange. So it's, like I said, it's just a flip cup pour with leftovers. This is the silver, which is kind of like a bluey tint in the silver, which is quite nice. I'm just going to use these colours up, and the other one is the green light, which this one's been out for a while, but try and put some white in between those. Yeah, it's just a flip cup, and pour a bit down the side rather than on top. So I'll do my red, now the orange. If you're a beginner and you know, you want something quite simple, this is another simple one to do, is a flip cup pour, but of course they all turn out different. Some people have very good success with them and some people just simply don't. So it's all you know, trial and error on each individual's part of getting a mix what works for you really well. So kind of mostly the primary colours in here, so I'm hoping it doesn't turn to mud. But I thought I'm going to do this and I'll just film it in case it turns out something spectacular. It has all had 2 little drops of the Helmar silicone in. Which I just don't basically use any other silicone because it's really under $7 in most places, and it's a silicone that is really easy to wipe off your finished work. There's hardly any trace at the end of when your work is dry, and I just wipe it over my cured pieces with a sort of a cloth that I've had in soapy water, wringed out, and then just wipe over. So any traces of silicone that was left usually disappear. So all good. So this is the classic flip cup. Flip, that's it. It's done. You can either do one of two things. Is you either just leave it so the paint comes down. You can put a little pin in it so the paint escapes. I am just going to kind of do a, I think Karen Dernish would call it a flip and lip or something. She puts the lip of the cup through, runs it through like that. So there you go. If you haven't looked up Karen Dernish, please look her up. She's a hoot to watch. She's a lovely lady, and she does some excellent work. Excellent. Okay, so this is what I've got. Just gonna give it a bit of a tilt. I might use a bit more of that red up on my edges so I don't have to worry. Well, I don't worry about covering edges, because you can always finger pop them at the end. It's nothing. Just keep relaxed about it. Don't stress, keep calm. So it was hopefully just a quick little video for you, showing you what just the flip cup technique basically. I know that when I very first started, I was trying to, you know, put in the search in YouTube, you know, the different flip cup, swipe, all the different terminology that they use for the styles. So this is just the simple flip cup pour, or dirty cup, dirty flip cup. Anybody else got a name for it? And this was just in the plain old my lovely Mont paints, mixed at 70-30. We only had 2 drops of silicone in each cup. When the cups, I have used all of those paints in other pours previous, so this was just what was left over. And I thought, there's going to be lots of people at home that have been sent home and not able to work with all this craziness going on, and now would be the time to learn a new art, or if you used to be into art, now's the time to get back into it, because we're gonna all have plenty of time to take up these either new pursuits or pursuits that we've left along the way. So now you can learn a new skill. So this is acrylic pouring. I'm going to, I use my little heat gun. It's a little heat wand, little embossing tool. I used to all the time use my butane torch, but hardly ever use it now, because this is so much safer and the results are equally as good. So just slowly, it doesn't blow your paint around too much. Well, it doesn't. It just breaks any air bubbles and brings up the cells. There you go, Karen, that's my flip and lip, just out of the budget paints and budget pouring medium. Nothing expensive in it. Anybody can do it with wonderful results. I haven't even had a drink yet, so I'm just tilting this bit off because there is plenty of paint, but I don't want to destroy some of those gorgeous cells. Look at the cells have gone over the edge. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. There you go. That is your basic technique that I think it was the very first technique that I did was a flip cup pour. I listened to all different people how they mix the paints, and they layered and put a drop of silicone in between each layer. I did start like that, but that's when I ended up with these big pools of silicone. I find if you add the silicone to you when you're mixing your paint up, and I always mix my paint at least 24 hours before, I add the silicone and I just stir it in like crazy. Stirring Stanley. I stir it all in. I don't leave it just floating on the top, because that's when I find I get big globules of silicone just floating about. But look at that. So that's my flippin' lip. Karen Dernish, thank you for flippin' lip. If you haven't seen Karen, look up Karen Dernish Waterfall Acrylics, I think it is, on YouTube. She has some fantastic videos of doing a flip and lip in these absolutely stunning colours that she uses. So people, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't started acrylic painting, get busy, get yourself some acrylic paints. You can order them online, because say underneath this video in the drop down box is a description of what you will need, how to mix your paints. Everything can be ordered online, delivered to your door. Haven't got to go out, so self-isolate and create, I say. That's what I'm going to be doing to ride this out. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't done, please do so. I really appreciate it. And it's absolutely free. So from me in Australia, keep safe, people, keep sane. Most of all, keep calm and keep creating.